Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of the more obvious charts, or some of the bigger ones, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the XRP, the Dixie. Let's have a look at all of these. So we'll start with Ethereum. So for what it's worth, it's sideways and up, moving into this resistance, which is 2,800. Above that, we've got a 4-hourly death cross, which needs to be retested, hopefully broken, which is 2,895, basically 2,900 basically, thereabouts, as you can see, descending obviously, so given the rest of the week it'll be down here, which makes this resistance extra strong, but also just makes it one last place to break. And then you got the top of the box of significance, 3,100, and that's where the tables will turn for Ethereum, because you've got your death cross, which is now below that. So all in this box is where the big battle's going to take place. Big battle takes place here. Look, I don't know if it's got the power to do it, and not based on the information we've got to hand, but what we can see is that on the daily we have now closed above the Bollinger Band Center for the first time in a long time. Well, I say a long time. When was the last time we did it? Back here, January 31st. So yeah, it's a while. It's been a while since we've at least come up to it. And so far today we've retested it, and we're bouncing from it. We've got a 21 exponential again, which is this major area here. So it's all within a few $100 really for Ethereum. And I think this will be the interesting thing, is when it eventually does break out. And again, I'm being optimistic here, but I believe it will, because my overall projection of the entire market is that it's going to go up throughout this year. So it is, for me, as far as I can say, I mean, it feels inevitable that it's going to break out from here. Just given either a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, it should do it. Once this area, all of these areas have been smashed through, and you're back above 3,100, then it's basically straight to the moon, really, for Ethereum. I say the moon. The moon's relatively low in orbit for for Ethereum. We don't need to ask for much. We just need to see an uptrend, and it should give the green light to the rest of the altcoins really to carry on with their uptrends. So, I mean, look, resistance all over the place, but once it's broken, kapow. We're looking at momentum. The RSI seems to be wanting to continue with this, and actually if you look at the shape of the bottom of this area, it is a bit of a rounded bottom, which is nice. Rounded bottoms usually result in a reversal, so it does complement the idea, my overall bias, and I have to say it is a bias, because it's not that I'm a perma bull or anything like that, but I do have an idea that the market should follow, and at the moment, as far as my idea is concerned, it's not broken down or anything like that. It's not over with. In fact, my idea is still very much in play. Looking at the total 2 here, we're above the 200 exponential now. The 200 simple, obviously. The Bollinger Band Center, the 10 exponential. With a bit of a rounded type of bottom to it, a bit of a zigzaggy bottom, but as far as its relationship to moving averages, my phone is busy today. As far as the relationship to moving averages are concerned, it's also ready to continue up as well. The only problem I got is this money flow index is at 73 already, so it'll be a bumpy journey for the altcoins, obviously. Ups, big downs, big ups, big downs. So just be aware of that. Also be aware of the fact that any move up initially could get rejected, and we'll see it as a dead cat bounce. That doesn't mean that by now in September we're not going to see a massive uptrend, but in the very short term, if you do get a move up and you get a rejection from it, then yeah, we can reflect on that and go, well, there was a dead cat bounce. And that's something we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now, while being down in this sort of low area. Movements up into 200 exponentials, whether it's 4 hourlies or dailies, death crosses, might result in a big pushback down to where you came from. This is why I'm always talking about buying into strength and not weaknesses, because for the most part, altcoins don't have death crosses on dailies. I know Ethereum does, and this is why we focus on Ethereum as a bit of an indicator for the market. If you get a death cross retest over here, and it gives you a dead cat bounce, you've got a move of 10% from here, move back down to where you came from. That's your dead cat bounce. But if you're talking about something like XRP, for instance, which has not got a death cross, it's super bullish golden cross, then yeah, we should be looking for just continuation generally. The resistances are just horizontal levels. You've got one which is basically now $2.71. You've got another one around $3.12, $3.30, and then obviously moving all the way up to new all-time highs on that one. So I quite like, for the most part, same thing with Bitcoin really. Bitcoin has not got anything wrong with it on the daily. As far as the day is concerned, it should be continuing up. 100, 102, 106 new all-time highs. Obviously the 4 hour is just trying to get above this death cross, which is what we want to see, because death crosses, bang, often reject you, bang. This time it hasn't, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Looking actually okay there. Litecoin, getting ready to continue with its breakout, which is what it is. It is a breakout. So you had your breakout, you had your retest, you had your golden cross. This is just a 4 hourly, by the way. Again, buying into strength, not focusing on those really low end, next best thing altcoins. We're talking about buying into strength, continuing with strength. Strong equals uptrend, blah, blah, blah. This one is doing it. I know it's boring, but it's the setup, isn't it? It's the setup. So there's a bit of an overview. So you got your Ethereum, okay? So there's a bit of a battle going on. You've got your Bitcoin, looks relatively good. XRP, just chilling, waiting for the new all-time high. Litecoin is going to take everybody by surprise, not you or me, because we've had our eye on it now for at least a week, so we kind of know what's going to happen, or we expect big things from Litecoin. It's going to take, everybody, they're going to be shocked by it. Here we have the Dixie now trickling down below the support, which is good. So we're seeing a bit more of a breakdown on the Dixie. Heading down towards the 200 exponential, 105.6, maybe 104.8. This is where we're going on the Dixie. And the overall projection on the Dixie is this. All the way down to the bottom of this trend line between now and September. You know, it's not going to go straight down. It's going to go up and down, but generally lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, all the way down. So I like that. I like all of it. All right. So the only problem that anyone's going to have is time, right? Time, and if you've got the stomach for it. Now, it doesn't mean that what I'm saying has to come true. I'm not saying this for your benefit. I'm saying this for mine, right? So just reflect on what I'm saying here, right? Yes, I've got a YouTube channel, right? But that doesn't make me anything, right? I trade for a living. That's fine. That's one thing I do. Okay, so that is what I actually do, right? So these charts, I have to get them right more often than not, otherwise it's McDonald's for me. But you know, just because I got a YouTube channel doesn't mean that I'm prescribing trades to other people, saying that what I say is gospel. That's not the truth. No. You've got to respect that a chart can do anything, and we see that all the time. Charts can do anything. I believe that I have a handle on them enough to expect my analysis to come to fruition. And my overall analysis suggests that we will peak around this white line, at some point around this white line. So wherever we are, price-wise, this white line is the finish line. It doesn't matter if we're higher or lower or wherever. I'm looking to be out of the market by then. I expect that we will be higher by this time. I don't know what price will be. Price targets are not really my thing. But the timing, the time projection is a bit more of my thing here. And so we've got plenty of time. So just because I got a YouTube channel doesn't mean that I know what I'm talking about. I make these videos because it's better than me just turning the computer on in the morning and thinking. I might as well think out loud and record it. And if you gain any kind of insight or find it valuable, which some people I think do, otherwise they wouldn't subscribe, then fine. But it doesn't mean that I am the ultimate master of the chart. So that's not what it means at all. It just means that I'm just speaking my mind instead of just thinking it quietly while I look at these charts in the morning. So just let me recap on what my mind has been saying. Slow, boring and slow, potentially turning around with a rounded bottom, looking to continue up over a period of months to new highs on the strong charts. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, there's a whole load of them, right? Dixie down, assets up. That's what it looks like today. And this is what it looks like over the next few weeks and months. But as of, for the rest of today, Friday, for instance, I mean, it kind of looks like it does want to go up. Let's face it, it kind of looks that way. and just be careful for that dead cat bounce and those resistances, especially for the altcoins, as you approach these areas on Ethereum, which is another 10% at best from where we are right now. So within the next 10%, you might find a big rejection, and it might take you back down to where you started from. But if it doesn't, then that's it. We've got the green light. We should be trending back up. And for Ethereum, once you've got above 3,100, we're talking 4,000 and beyond. And that would be hard to imagine as well, because Ethereum is such a slow, painful grind. Same thing with, like I say, Litecoin. It's going to shock a lot of people, I think. People are just not going to be prepared for it. We are prepared, because we've been thinking about it for a while. A lot of people won't be. The sentiment out there, from what I can tell on Twitter, and also just from the response I get on my own videos, suggests that most people are either in positions and waiting, which is fine, so they don't need to watch anybody else, or they're in positions and they're significantly underwater and they're wrecked and they don't want to look at crypto until their portfolio moves back up, or they've just lost all their money and they're out now, which should be a shame, because the last portion of this year, or should I say any minute really, as far as I can tell, is going to be the most fruitful. So we're on. Yeah, the sun is about to rise on a very, very good trading environment where everybody can, but more or less, sort of buy anything and sort of make money. That's what I feel like we're about to move into. But saying that out loud will not be a popular. It's because usually whatever most people are thinking is wrong, okay? And if most people are thinking that this is it and it's over and it's finished, or it's boring, or it's a scam, or it's done, or the altcoins will never go back up, it's more often than not it's going to do the opposite. I have a feeling that that's where we are in the market. It doesn't mean that we can't flush them out one last time, finally capitulate and just completely destroy the remaining optimistic bulls out there, just wash them out and then trend back up. But this is why you've got to have the patience for it, really. I'm pretty exposed as far as spot is concerned, because I have a plan. The plan will finish around September. So whatever the price does between now and then, so long as it sort of reaches a higher high, so between now and September, which I'm pretty confident it's going to do, it could do anything it wants in the interim. And remember, I'm sitting mostly in XRP and Bitcoin, and so with that, I am really not bothered whatsoever. The bull market has been extremely fruitful for me, and it should have been for you. Bitcoin is basically at $100,000. XRP is at $2.66. What's not to like about that? There is no denying that we have been, and we currently are in, still a bull market. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.